this is a short little introduction to actually prepare you for the segment that follows, and it is an extract of a chat that I had with the fabulous Lisa Nichols during my Ask the Expert segment. Now, usually the Ask the Expert segment is a segment that I keep solely for my private members, and it's never shown to the public. But honestly, Lisa Nichols, I mean, that was a dream come true, and that chat was phenomenal. Lisa told me at the end of the questions I had for her, she said, "You don't have any personal questions." And I thought, well, no, you know what? Well, people sometimes reveal something personal during those different questions that I have for them, because I have 8 questions where I like to say that the expert is on the hot seat. And she said, no, you need some personal questions. And we started talking about something personal. I mentioned the fact that I thought that she was in a great relationship and whatnot. And we started going into relationships. And of course, I was the one who got on the hot seat, because I thought I talked about I can't use the word breakup anymore, because we decided, Lisa and I, that we're not going to use that word, and you'll see that in the segment, but of I guess, an emotional situation that happened to me very recently, and it was very difficult for me to get over it. But Lisa's wisdom and her words and the way she framed it, really, it was an aha moment for me, and it helped me shift a lot of things in my mind. And Lisa also during that segment talked about a conference that she has coming up on in, I believe, September 22nd. So I wanted to extract that part of the interview and create this short little segment so that you had an opportunity to know about this event that's coming up, so that if you were in that area, that you would actually be able to be part of the conference. Now, at the end of this video, if you want to know more, I'm going to have a link in the show notes, so you'll be able to check out Lisa Nichols' upcoming conference, helping you with your wealth and your relationships. So I hope that you'll enjoy this segment, because honestly, it never ever has been done. I do not ever put out any of the Ask the Expert segments, should I say. So enjoy.
You're welcome. Now listen, next time you have to ask personal hot seat questions, because I think a very important part of experts is being willing to pull back the black curtain and let you see behind the curtain. So if you really want to make it hot, you know, you ask me, what do I see in my next 3 years in my personal life and things like that. So, you know, let's turn the heat up a little bit in the kitchen. You know, I think experts stand from a mountaintop so often as if life is perfect here. And I think that it's important for us to pull back the black curtain and let you see who we are in our development.
Well, I shall ask a couple of questions. Well, I know in your case, last I heard you were in a wonderful relationship with a great man, and I read that you had visualized that you were going to have this amazing man, but when he came to you, he was even better than what you had dreamt of. So
can I just say this, and who knows if you'll have to edit this out. You don't have to edit it out based on me, but you may choose to. I've dated. I've never been married. And so I've dated for the last 25 years. That's what I've done. And I just have to tell you that I have created the environment in my life where I always attract the most amazing men. I have this, I don't know, when people say, oh, there's no good men. I'm like,
I was going to say, people keep saying that.
No, you have to become the list that you are looking for. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not the complete list. I mean, I'm pretty close to the list that I'm looking for, but I get that the closer I get to the list I'm looking for, the more amazing the man is that shows up in my life. So, and I realized that every relationship for me wasn't supposed to end up being my husband. Like, you know, for me, I'm so committed to my relationships that I actually could not have built this business the way I built it if I had been married, because I wasn't putting all that energy in making sure my marriage was successful. Mm-hmm. And so I've been very clear in the last 15 years that I have seasons. We all have seasons. And my season for marriage wasn't in the last 15 years. My season for marriage is coming up. I can feel it. I feel myself nesting. You know, I feel that. And so yes, you would have heard that I was dating an amazing man. That was my list. And we have completed our relationship. We're still great friends. We completed our relationship, and it was perfect because we needed what we gave each other. And I've since dated other amazing men. And I just have this thing where I'm that kind of odd woman where I enjoy the process of friendship, courtship. I don't have to run down the aisle. It doesn't define me. As a matter of fact, a lot of the times when I have friends who I may or may not date, they always go, I feel like the woman, like I want to find out, are we gonna get married? And I go, you know what? I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a rush. And my girlfriends, they always go, yes, you represent us well. I just kind of breathe in with it and allow it to ebb and flow as it's supposed to be. And realize that we live in seasons. And my season for nesting and long-term relationship is emerging. But I had to get, how you feel like you have to get that thing done first?
Yeah.
Like I got to get this thing. And for me, it was this thing. And I wasn't quite sure what it was exactly, but I knew it was around business. And then I wanted my son to really have a household that wasn't interrupted, didn't have a lot of traffic in it, and I did that. I've dated around the world. And so,
for what you say is actually, and I'm not editing this. There's no way. This is just way too good. But there's also the fact what you said was I really like the fact that you're saying that some of the relationships, okay, it didn't work. You moved on. You took the best from that relationship and you moved on, and that's really not always easy to do after a breakup. So it's a great lesson from you.
Well, now I want to make sure you heard me clearly. I didn't. It's not that they didn't work. I want you to use the word that I use because it's healthier. The relationship is complete.
The relationship is complete. Okay.
So the fact that we decided to complete it doesn't mean that it didn't work. It worked for the time frame it was supposed to work. It did what it was supposed to do. As women, we think every relationship is supposed to lead to lifelong love and marriage, when sometimes a man comes into your space so you can feel alive again. Mm-hmm. A man comes into your space so you can understand what does healthy boundaries feel like. They came into your space to help you learn a lesson. They came in your space to help you find your value. They came into your space to help you see what you are worth, even if it means I need to complete this because I'm worth more. So when you begin to look at, as a woman, don't you ever say the word "we broke up" again, because you're not broken, he's not broken. You're both still whole. The whole psychological relationship to "we broke up" is a shattering effect. The whole psychological relationship to we're not together anymore is what if it was great? The man that you're talking about, oh my God, he was delicious. He was amazing. He was fabulous. And he was not supposed to be my husband. I was supposed to have a fabulous 2-year experience with him. And it was complete. And when it was complete, it's complete. So if you begin to use the language, we're complete. Matter of fact, go back into your psyche, go back into your emotion with every man
right now as you're relationship
with. I know you're doing it.
Yes.
I know you're doing it. And I want you to do this. This is very important. I want you to look at the woman you became because of that relationship. And that's what he was supposed to bring to you. Now, he didn't bring it on a platter like this. He didn't bring it like roses. Some of it came through chaos. Some of it came through drama. Some of it came through tears. But look at who emerged because of it. So, my ex-fiance, he picked me up and threw me 3 feet across the room. And he also choked me until I passed out. I write about it in my book, No Matter What. It's the first time I ever publicly shared the story of my abuse. And I mean, when I tell you, I went through hell. I went through post-traumatic stress disorder. I was diagnosed clinically depressed. I was prescribed Prozac. And when I tell you the work I've done, and I coach my students, that's a part of my coaching. When I coach my students and I do one-on-one coaching, we don't just work on your business. Yeah. I coach you on how do you become complete with all those other things that's looming in the background that might be in your chatter occupying your headspace, and if you handled that in silence, who could you become?
You're
Now,
I don't know about people watching. I know that's the lesson because I've been
you're human.
dealing, and I've been dealing with a what I would call formally breakup that was a bit earth shattering. But now that you've said this whole complete thing, while you were saying that, I went back and I thought, oh, maybe
We're,
that's what it's supposed to be, complete.
we're complete. So let me give you this gift. There are three types of relationships. Three. There's a life giving, and that man comes in your life to let you know you still got it. Now that relationship will last a night, or it will last 2 years. It normally doesn't go beyond that, but it's called a life giving. Say life giving.
Okay.
It's life giving.
Life giving.
Life giving. Then the second type of relationship is lifetime. A lifetime.
Okay.
That means someone's gonna bury the other person. There's nothing you can do. He can get on your last nerve, but someone's gonna bury the other person. You're stuck together for life, lifetime. Then the third type of relationship is the most popular. It's the one that 80% of society is in. 20% is in the life-giving and the lifetime. 80% is in this third time. This third category is also the category where the most chaos occurs in, because we try to force it to be something other than this. And the third type is called purposeful.
Purposeful. That's where 80% of people are.
Purposeful, 80% of the relationships that people have are called purposeful relationships. And the purposeful relationship is the relationship that was put together. You came together by divine design for a purpose to be created. Whether that purpose was to find your voice, whether that purpose was to build a business, whether that purpose was to have children, whether that purpose was to discover something, whatever. And the relationship could last 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 25 years, 40 years. And once the purpose, this is where the chaos comes in, once the purpose has been fulfilled, the relationship takes a shift. And often you resist the shift because you're trying to force a purposeful relationship inside of a lifetime relationship. And it's not. It is a purposeful, it was always from the very beginning, from the moment you met, it was a purposeful design. And when the purpose is fulfilled, you want to force it into lifetime, because we get the fairy tale story that every friendship, by the way, this is not just romantic. These are girlfriends as well.
Yes.
You try to force everything into the lifetime. Do you realize how crowded you would be at 90 years old if everyone was a lifetime relationship? Your life would be too crowded. There would be no intimacy. That's why people come and they go, because they had a purpose in your life. Either they were life-giving, they came into your life to make you laugh. They came into your life to make you cry so you can feel your tears. They came into your life so you can feel what love feels like. So you can understand vulnerability and sacrifice and selflessness. They came into your life for some purpose. And when the purpose is complete, the best thing you can do is say, we are complete, and release them. And oftentimes, where we're hostage to our past is because they're no longer physically there, but emotionally, we have not released them.
Yes.
Ooh, honey, that was a cherry on top of the cake.
That was, and I am guilty as sin on that one, and must go back and listen to this last part again. Thank you so much. That was good for me personally. It's a completely different way of looking at relationships.
Yeah, well, I don't know when this airs, but we're doing a training because this is such a big topic. The two biggest areas of disruption in people's life are relationships and money. Those are the two areas that people that have the most chaos in, have the most hurt in, have the most limiting beliefs in, have the most pain around. They're also the areas that when you have a breakthrough, you have the biggest growth in. And so my company because our public said we need help in our relationships and we need help in our finances, we're producing a training called Manifesting Money and Love. And we're spending 3 days just going over this thing. That little nugget I just gave you, if you begin to understand that, you can begin to have a shift. That was what, 6 minutes. We're spending 3 days creating breakthroughs around your money, your finances, your relationships, your love, and your self-image. 3 days, bringing in 4 experts, and that's all we're doing. When I tell you, it is the training that I am the most excited about this year. I'm the most excited about this training this year. We're going to do it again next year, but I mean, it's the one. I don't know when this airs and if people will even will have time to participate in it, but this training takes place on September 22nd through 25th. This airs when?
I can have it air. This is going to be for the private members, but what I could do is our other interview, I could have it air earlier, and I can make sure that there's information. I could sort of follow up with your assistant and make sure there's information.
Sure. Well, I know that it's a big area for people, which is why we created the training, Manifesting Money and Love. Now, I'm going to do something really, really crazy, and that is if you want to make it available to people and you want to have this piece where we can talk about it, then I'll give them a coupon code because it's right around the corner. The training is $9.97, but I can give them a coupon code where I can give them the training at 50% off so that the other difference, if they want to come, they can spend that on their airfare.
Travel, okay.
Yeah. I can cut it down because I can do that. I can't get in trouble. I can cut it down, so I can give a coupon code if you decide. So if people want to come, because those are the two anchor angst in people's lives. And then or next year, they can come back. But those are that we'll spend 3 days just going over how do I up level. When I tell you, it will feel like you lost 50 pounds of weight because it'll be emotional weight. By what I just said, you can feel the release happening about you and your former relationship.
Yes.
Just by saying complete versus
it shifted. You were talking, and I just did a flashback, and I thought, oh my God, that feels completely differently from how I felt when I was using the other word, breakup.
Right, exactly. And when you get, oh wait a minute, I didn't break up. I'm not broken. I'm still complete.
Yeah,
and
when you said that,
complete.
it's like, yeah, no, I'm not broken.
Right, and he's not broken. You both have issues, but welcome to the real world.
Well, what I definitely can do, and that's the beauty with the power of editing, is I can, go back, listen, and put this last piece. Yeah. What we do is we have great resources, so I can make sure that this is available, and I could do that fairly quickly. That's the power of editing.
Absolutely. Well, however you want to do it, and however we can serve you, I'm excited to be with you. And it's all good. And I'm excited if you I'll talk to you about the individual coaching. We don't do a lot of people, so I never really market it out because it's a lot. It's time consuming because it's a one-on-one commitment. Yeah. And but there are those times in my career where I feel like, hold up, let me stop, let me turn around, and let me sow into someone else, and really blow your mind with the things you don't know, so that you don't have to you can save the time and save the money learning it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And the headaches and frustration.
And the stress. Yeah, the stress. It's taken me 15 years to understand what I know. To me, the biggest blessing to you is, can I give you that and cut your learning cycle down? Yeah. Exactly. I have one of my students, she started, I became her coach 2 years ago, and her company has grown in 2 years 810%. And whenever she talks about it, I'm blown away because it was what I told her. I want to take the 15 years and cut it down for you. Now I'm seeing it for the first time. I'm actually seeing. She started when I started coaching her. She was speaking for free. She now averages $12,500 as a speaker speak. When I started coaching her, her highest amount that she closed in the back of the room was $3,800 in sales. Now her highest amount she closed in the back room was $38,000 in sales. And so literally, I'm helping her cut out time. She's going from here to here, and cutting down time. So I had the vision that that's what I wanted to do for someone, but I hadn't done it yet. And so it's exciting being with her because now I know it's doable when you have an active student.
And was those 2 years we're talking during the, this sort of turmoil in the economy?
It was 2009 and 2010.
During the turmoil in the economy.
Yeah, we started
right in the eye of the cyclone.
Yeah, in the eye of it. She literally, because she came to me when she came to me. So she wasn't necessarily looking at the economy. She was just trying to save. When she came to me and came to my first workshop, Speaking Right to Make Millions, which I told you about earlier, her bank account was negative $40. And yet her brand was strong. She was on television in her city. She had clients. She had some notoriety, yet she had no fiscal foundation. And so she just said she felt incongruent. She felt like she was out of sync with her brand. She felt like she had what it took when it comes to the language, the words, the looks, the content, but she didn't have the systems in place. And so we started working her on those systems. And now she 810%, but she's also one of my featured trainers in my company now.
Wow.
Because she's so coachable. She applied it all. So now she teaches beside me around the world.
I mean, in 2 years, think about it. The last 2 years, people keep saying, and every time you turn on CNN, it's like, oh, unemployment rate, nothing's going, everything is going down in the toilet. And this person who wasn't generating revenue from her speaking engagement during one of the second worst that's it. It's since the 1929, the second worst economical situation that we've had. She's actually built up her company 800-something%.
810%.
That's insane.
She's been in more action. She's been in more action than anyone I know, but she's taken when I tell you every word I've said, she has transcribed it, and she has notebooks, piles of notebooks, and she goes through them. And based on that, she averages, her weeks average about $15,000 a week. And she's a newbie. She's new in speaking. She's new in training. I think she might be 35 years old. She's a newbie, and explosive. But that's the power of coaching. She came empty, and I came full.
Absolutely, and that's the power, as I said in the other interview with you, Reverend Michael Beckwith, being coachable, and what you've said as well, being coachable.
Yeah.
Well, Lisa, this has been a great little addition to the regular Ask the Expert. I mean, it was, when I say it's going to be hot, I was on the hot seat there for a minute.
Well, that's the power of transparency and being in your truth. And that's what this industry is about. It's about, my grandmother says, if you want your students to put some skin in, you have to put some skin in first. So welcome to that conversation. Welcome to the world. And I think as a result of this session right here, you're going to get more from your students because they saw you. They said, oh, okay, we have that alikeness, and we both are getting over something. So, I celebrate you. I celebrate you. I celebrate what you do. I'm honored to walk beside you as your sister friend. I'm honored to stand in front of you and hold the space as a coach or a mentor. I'm honored to be an example of what's possible for you. And I'm honored and excited to watch you soar past me, show me some new things, stand on my shoulders and leap higher, create a new format. Like I said to you, years ago, I took the door and I held it open. And so it's nice to peek at your beautiful face.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. And it's such an honor for me to look at your beautiful face. I'm so excited. And as I said, this part, I'm definitely going to be playing around with it so I can make that available as part of our great resources. And I'll sort of email your assistant to get the right links and all of that. But thank you so much, Lisa. This was really a great afternoon for me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. My pleasure. Have a wonderful evening.
You too.